you crazy, wonderful people. Welcome to my world. Welcome back, okay? I am on here today. I just quickly hopped onto my phone camera because I just read something that actually falls into the category of I can't make this shit up, all right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what it's about. It's about this guy. His name is Brandon Vezmar. And I'm giving you that information because I want you to pause this video right now and I want you to go Google his name, okay? It's very important that you do this because it pertains to the story. I'm going to give you a second. Go Google his name so you can know what's about to come up, all right? Okay, we're back. Okay, all right. So you guys read what Brandon did, didn't you? Okay? If you didn't stop and Google his name, if you were just waiting for me to tell you, here's what happened. This guy went on a date, beginning of May. He went on a first date with a young lady. He took her to the movies. He took her to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in 3D. That's important to note, okay? And about a couple of minutes into this movie, she apparently got a text message. Now, in her side of the story, she will tell you that the text message was coming in from a friend who was trying to check in. You know, she was meeting a guy for the first time, never met him before, they met online. This is the first date they were going in, so she was receiving a text message from her friend to say, hey, are you okay? Now, this is something all girls should do. I do it with my friends. I check in on them. They do it with me, and they check in on me. Because, you know, you're going to meet strangers. You don't know what's out there. You want to be safe. All right. So back to the story. She gets a text message, and she responds to it. And apparently this upset Brandon. So he asked her to stop texting. Now, in his side of the story, he says she texted for apparently 10 to 15 minutes off and on. In her side of the story, she says that it was just for a couple of minutes. She received a few texts and she was responding back basically about how the date was going and that she was fine. Okay? He apparently didn't like this, and he apparently believed that he had the right to decide what she did and didn't do in this movie theater. So he turns around and he says to her when she refused to stop, he said, okay, well, if you don't want to stop, because he explained it was her friend, he said, then you can go out into the hallway and text. You don't do it in here. You don't text in the movie. You're not supposed to do that. So she said, okay, stood up, grabbed her things and said, I'll be right back. Except here's the kid. She didn't come back. She ditched him. She left. That happens. How many of us have ever been on a first date before where you're just not feeling the vibe and you just go, all right, I'm out. Now, you're not in a long-term relationship at this point. It's just the first time you met each other. You don't have this whole, responsibility to stick around or fight through it. This is your first date. And if in the first few minutes you're not comfortable and you're not enjoying yourself, I have left somebody before, but I told them what was going on. I do not like this. Now, do I condone what she did? No. Do I understand why she did it? Yes, because I don't condone what he did either. But anyway, back to the story. He got upset. He believed he had the right to tell her to stop texting, and he believed it so animately that he turned around and filed a claim in small claims court. Oh my God, I can't even say it because I'm laughing so hard. In small claims court for the cost of a total of $17.31. $17.31, because that's what it costs to pay for somebody to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in 3D. He files a claim for the cost of her ticket because he paid for it. And in the small claim, in his case filing, he claimed that her texting was such a big distraction, he could not enjoy the movie. Okay? Now, this is where I'm dying. All right, this is where I'm dying. Unfortunately, this case will never go to court because this TV show Inside Edition got a hold of this, and they invited the two of them to get together and resolve it. And when she showed up with Inside Edition, she paid him $17.31. And this idiot actually said in the video, you have to look it up. Well, let's count it, make sure it's all here. Can't make this shit up. This really happened. You can go look this up. This is true. I mean, I'll try to find it and put links below if I can. But he literally said, let's count it. Now, let's get into the details of his case. He filed the case claiming that her texting in the movie theater was a violation of the rules of the movie theater, that you're not supposed to text. Now, I went and looked it up. I went and looked up this movie theater they went to. It's in Austin, Texas. And their rules for cell phone does not say anything that you cannot use a cell phone or you cannot text message. It states they request that it be silenced or on vibrate, which is normal for any movie theater. Okay? Normal fighting movie theater. I agree with it. I wouldn't want to hear people's phones ringing or the text message alert going on. I'm guilty of myself being in the movie theater and hearing my phone go off and going, oh, I forgot, and quickly shutting it off. Okay, but as far as text messaging goes, that's a private thing. As a matter of fact, by law, nobody can stop you from using your cell phone unless use of it at a certain time or place can cause bodily harm or damage to somebody else. This is why hospitals originally said, and some hospitals still do this, that you can't use cell phones because they believe that the radio waves, or the cell tower waves, could actually cause problems with pacemakers in some of the machines in the hospital. Makes sense? Could cause somebody bodily harm. Don't want to use it. This is why one of the reasons why airplanes didn't allow to use it, all right, and why they still don't allow use of cell phones in takeoff and landing, because they worry that if too much cell phone traffic is going on, it could actually block the radio traffic between the tower and the planes. Makes 100%. The original reason why they used to not let you use it on the plane was because right before cell phones were invented, planes installed telephones, and they were making a pretty penny. And when cell phones started to blow up, if they allow you to use it on a plane, they wouldn't be allowed to. Those phones would no longer work. But now a lot of planes have reversed that rule, and some of them even actually have cellular towers on the plane so that you can boost your signal and can actually get phone calls on the plane. But I digress. We'll go back to this. So there is no rule from the movie theater standpoint that says she couldn't use a cell phone. This was something that Brandon believed was wrong and she was not able to do. And Brandon bringing this claim to court is his belief that since he paid for that ticket, he deserved to be able to tell her what to do. And this is where I go back to, this was their first date, okay? This was their first date. They were not in a long-term relationship at this point. They did not know each other in the idiosyncrasies. I mean, if you're in a relationship and you know that the other person is not comfortable with you texting in a movie theater and you choose to do so, then you are at that point doing something to actually try to make the person uncomfortable. But if you're on your first date, you're just learning how to get to know each other, and this person is telling you that they're not comfortable with you texting, understandable. But that doesn't mean they have the right to tell you can't. Okay? And this is what gets me laughing, is like, because he brings this to court. He wants to bring this to court because he wants his money back for her ticket. And that's the second point of the case that would have never flied. If he had stated in the case filing that he wanted the money back for his ticket because she had ruined his experience, he might have had a leg to stand on. But he's asking for the money back for her ticket that he willingly paid for. You can't do that. If there's no contract involved here, if she's not an escort, which if you see this girl and you see him, you might question that. I'm not saying. I mean, when he talks, I was like, wow, she was way out of his league anyway. He was lucky to be on a date. And I'm not saying this bad about him, but it's just when he talks and hearing what he did, I'm like, oh my God, this guy, I just don't get it. But anywho, I digress. Back to the story. If there's no contract and he willingly paid for her, she doesn't owe him anything. She doesn't owe him anything. She doesn't owe him, to do exactly what he says because he paid for this ticket. She's not his child. And as a matter of fact, this is where it's scary. This is the thought process of a guy who buys you a lobster dinner, thinking that means you immediately have to put out for him afterwards. The lobster dinner, steak dinners mean put out. It's almost the same thought process in this guy's saying, I buy the ticket, you do what I say. Okay? And the funniest part beyond the case is this guy turned around and called it the date from hell. That he was filing the case because this was a date from hell. And I think Twitter went nuts with this, because a lot of girls on Twitter posted things like, a date from hell for a woman is having to fend off a physical attack. And your date from hell as your woman was texting. How bad can it be? But anyway, he paid, this is where it's crazy, $140 to file a small claims court case against her for $17.31. This is a person he met online, and he met one time personally, and he was so disgraced because she left. He wanted his money back. Again, can't make this shit up. Here is the final thought I'm going to leave you with this one. This guy's never getting a date again. Because I know personally when I meet someone online and I'm talking to them and considering whether or not I want to meet them, I do a background check. I Googled him. And that's what I said in the beginning of this video. If you go and Google him, you'll see how important it is. Anytime this guy asks another girl out on a date, if the first thing she does is Google him, he's never getting laid again. All right, tell me what you think about this. Like I said, it's one of those videos where I just can't make this shit up. All right, you guys have a great day. I hope to be posting more. Like, comment, subscribe, especially comment. I want to hear your thoughts on this. I want to hear what you think about this guy. Okay, have a great day. If I don't see you this weekend, have a blessed, great weekend. Peace, love, happiness to you all. Have a good one. Bye.